Aries, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Aries, in today's reading, I'm going to give you two of the cards from the Archangel Michael. Going to do a reading and then clarify it. So let us get started. All right, so let's do this. Whenever you see my reading will be the right time to see it. Whether it's an old reading or a new reading, just claim it or just leave it, okay? All right, so let's do this. Two cards from Archangel Michael for Aries for their highest good. This is for Aries for their highest good. Spirit, Aries, Aries. Oh, okay. One more card. Ah, nice, 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 nice. It says, you are ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make changes you have been contemplating. Doo, doo, doo. That's good. Nice. Good for you. And then you have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from disquieting feelings holding you back. Wow. So let Archangel help you. Don't be afraid to do anything, be fearless. Okay, guys, be fearless. All right, so let's see what's going on. Take what resonates with you, Aries, and leave the rest. This is for Aries spirit. Let's see what's going on here. One for the current, for Aries. Wow. One for the situation. Wow. One, oh my goodness, they're just flying out here. Thank you, Spirit. One for what's hidden. Wow, the hopes and fears. These are beautiful cards. I just love these cards. Every time I see them, it's like, wow, they're so like just the way they're printed is just so beautiful. They have so much detail. That's the word. What you need to work on. Oh, what you need to do now. What you need to work on. And the outcome. Wow. Okay. So, so you start off with the. All right. So you start off with the Fool card. The Fool card is talking about a new beginning. You're definitely on a different path, so it's nice like this. You have the Moon card for the situation. The Moon is talking about that you're very uncertain about what you want to do next. I feel like you're very divinely guided. Also, you need to trust your intuition, okay? Really trust your intuition. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune card here. The Wheel of Fortune is for the past. It's talking about that there was an end of a cycle because there is a new cycle here because, of course, you have the Fool card here. So nice. This is very nice. Let's leave that in the past. You have the Queen of Swords for what's hidden. The Queen of Swords is talking about that stand up for yourself, be who you truly are, speak your truth about things, okay? You also have the Magician down here for the hopes and fears. The Magician is talking about, being positive in everything, that you're the one that creates your own world. If you want it positive, then it's going to be positive. If you want it negative, then it'll be negative. But it's like up to you to create what you want, okay? You do have the Three of Swords here for what you need to do now, and I feel like you're releasing a lot of emotions. I feel like you've been emotional, trying to release a lot of the old emotions that you've been stored up in your soul. Wow. I feel also too that you could be sad, like you could be going through some kind of sadness for some of you guys, that there could be some kind of grief or just some kind of hurt here that's really strong. You do have the King of Pentacles for what you need to work on, and really need to start focusing on your finances, really need to look at them better. We'll see why it's there, because he's an entrepreneur also. He's the King of Pentacles. He knows how to handle himself, he knows how to do things. And then you have the Five of Cups for the outcome, and the Five of Cups is talking about you having a lot of regret about the things that have been going on in your life. Wow, this is really big here. Let's see what's going on, okay? All right, so Aries, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Aries. Aries, 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 Aries. Okay, you guys. Hope all is well. I know. I've been emotional a lot, really, this past few days. It's these planets. The energy is changing so much, but I've been grounding myself and doing what I need to do, the groundwork. So just you ground yourself. Really drink a lot of water and stuff because there's more energies that are moving around. All right, so here we go. Take what resonates with you, Aries, and leave the rest. This is for Aries spirit for their highest good. Why is the Fool card here for Aries? All right, so you do have the King of Swords here, and then you have the Four of Cups, and then you start off with the Fool. So you are definitely on this new path. Okay, you're starting this new path. They really want you to start focusing. Okay, because you have this card of the Four of Cups, and if you look at him, you look at him, he's so interested in just these cups that are down here. He looks like he's sad, like he doesn't care, like, oh, they're just cups, right? But these cups are filled with opportunity. They're filled with something. There's even a little fairy here up on top. Is it a fairy? There's a little fairy on top, and he's just like, here's another cup. You want this one? This one's filled, but it's like, you're not looking at things. You're very disconnected with things. And they're asking you that, to really start focusing, because you also have the King of Swords here. The King of Swords is talking about, trying to be more focused, trying to see things, focus, standing in your power, maybe speaking your mind. Also, maybe you need to speak your mind about things, what's going on in your mind, because I feel like you're really overly thinking about something, and I feel like you need to start focusing, because you are still very disconnected, and there's this new path that you're on, but you're just not caring. So really look at that, okay? Really try to start focusing on things. Really try to go within and really clear your mind, because you need to start focusing. Start speaking the truth about things. Start being, forward about it, because that's what they're asking you. Speak about what you feel. And then you also have the Queen of Swords here, so it's like right above it. So it's like, hey, speak your truth. Stand up for yourself. What are you waiting for? You have the Moon card here. And why is the Moon card here for Aries? One more card. All right. So really start, taking care of yourself also, okay? You do have the Moon card here, and the Moon card is talking about, maybe you're seeing things, you need to start seeing things differently. Maybe you're very uncertain about the future, or about what's going to happen next. Maybe you're just not seeing things clearly, and I feel like you need to start seeing that. Start taking care of yourself, your subconscious mind, your intuition. Start using it. Maybe you're overly thinking about so much, because you also have the Queen of Cups here. They're asking you to use your intuition. Start trusting your intuition. Start opening your intuition. You have this inner power. You have this intuitive gift. So start using it. And then you have the Devil card here, and the Devil card is saying, don't go back to these patterns that you've been doing. Stop doing these bad habits that you have. Whatever it is. Whether it's smoking, drinking, eating too much, sleeping too much, whatever it is, try to break your pattern. Try to break those habits, okay? Could be anything. Could be anything from, taking medication to drugs to anything. It could be anything. But they want you to try to start taking care of yourself, to leave these patterns, to break these habits, okay? Because I feel like you just need to. Also feel for somebody that, I feel like, that there's somebody here that could be feeling also too that they're trapped, and that they're not really seeing clearly about things, that you continuously don't see what's ahead of you. So it's like you remain in the same pattern over and over. And they're asking you to really try to break that pattern, to really leave. If you start feeling trapped, then that means that you're not happy with yourself, and that they're asking you to really make changes now. Start making changes to what you're doing, okay? Because it's vital that you do. You have the Wheel of Fortune here for the past, and The Wheel of Fortune is saying that there is a cycle that is ended. Of course it is, because you're on this new path now. You're going on this new path. And it's very interesting how it lines up. But you know, the luck was on your favor, was you, things were happening, you know, good things were happening. There's also karma here, so like, you know, anything that's been done bad to you, you don't need to worry about it, because karma is here. You know, it's gonna take care of it. You know, you don't need to go after that person or anything. Just go and live life, you guys. Okay, we're gonna leave that in the past, because you know what's gonna stay there. You also have the Queen of Swords here, and why is the Queen of Swords and what's hidden? One more card. Oh, definitely nice, nice. Okay, so you know, really start standing up for yourself. Okay, with the Queen of Swords. I don't want my cross to fall. Really start standing up for yourself. You know, be honest with yourself. Be true to yourself and who you are. Stop trying to be somebody else when you're, you know, for somebody else. Like, stop trying to be that person that somebody else wants you to be. Be yourself. Be original. Be who you are. Okay. I feel like there could be a decision coming in, and I also feel like there's an offer coming in for you. There's a decision that you're trying to make. Be truthful with yourself, okay? Stand up for yourself also. You need to start standing up for yourself no matter what. If it's in a relationship, I feel like you need to start standing up for yourself. Like, you know, don't just go and compromise. Don't just compromise with this other person because you know you have to. Compromise because you want to. You know, compromise because that'll make you and them or you and them happy. You know, compromise because that's how you want things to be, compromising with each other. Don't do it because, you know, oh, you just have to. You do it because you want to. Okay. There's also an offer coming in for you guys, coming in. And then you have the Chariot here. They want you to take control of the situations that are going on in your life, especially in your relationship or whatever at home. It doesn't have to be just your significant other. It could be relationships with your family or whatever. Start taking control of things, okay? And I mean start taking control of things. Start speaking your truth. Start seeing the truth in everything, because you need to. You are definitely going to be moving forward. There is success here also. And there's also moving. You could be moving very soon, resident to resident. So just know that. But definitely, I feel like you're definitely going to move forward. Then you have the Magician. Why is the Magician here for the hopes and fears? One more card. Wow. Okay. All right. So you do have, you know, you've been feeling down. I feel like you've been feeling down. I feel like, you know, you could be depressed, or you've just been hurt. I feel like also too that sometimes you feel like you're not going to have enough money for the things that you want. I feel like this is just temporary. Okay. That is just temporary. You're not going to feel like that all the time, but it comes back to this Magician right here, where the Magician is talking about how you create your own world. Okay. Like, if you're going to be sad and be, you know, talking bad about yourself or anybody else, you know, it's going to create that world for you. You know, you have to get out of that, you have to get out of that feeling down all the time, and you've been hurt. Okay. You've been hurt. Okay. You have been. You know, or you feel like, you know, down. Okay, we all feel down, but we get back up. We get back up and we see that sun. Okay, so remember, it's how you create that world, and it's up to you to create it. So you need to start thinking positive. Shift your mindset to, you know what, everything's going to work out. It's not going to be for a long time. This is just a little bit of, you know, headache. You know, I'm just going to be okay. Everything's going to fall into place. You know, think positive in everything. Remember, you're the one that creates the world. You have all the tools to create it, to make it, to do what you want, you know, but it's up to you to change it also. And then you have the Lover's card here. The Lover's card is saying that, you know, if your situation in your relationship, I don't know who this is for, I'm just saying it. If your relationship is, you know, you're not really happy about it, then it's time to change it. It's time to communicate better. It's time to tell that person, hey, you know what? You got to make this. You have to make decisions whether you want to stay or not. You know, it's up to you. You know, but like I said, you know, you create this world. You're the one that's living in it. You know, if you're gonna be with this person or the relationship of any kind, it doesn't matter what kind. It just, a relationship is here, signified here. if you're gonna be, you know, in this relationship and it's only one-sided, then you got to move on, because you're not gonna be happy if you're just staying there for the money. If you're just staying there because, oh, you don't like change, or you're just staying there because, oh, you know, I'm never gonna find anybody else, you know, then you're there for the wrong reasons. You need to leave. You need to move on. Okay, you need to you need to start making decisions. You need to communicate better. You need to talk it out. You need to speak the truth. Okay, because that was a message for somebody, because that came out very strong. And for everybody else, I feel like there could be a decision that you're making. Really be careful on the decisions on how you're making it. Okay, really be careful on any decisions also. Um, just trust the process on everything that's going on. Even if you feel like, you know, even if you feel down, you know, trust the process that everything's going to work out. Okay. You remember, like I said, you create your world. Let everything fall into place, and just remember to think positive in everything. Trust this process, because you are on a new path, but it's up to you how you make it. You have the Three of Swords here. And why is the Three of Swords here for Aries? One more card. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, you have the Three of Swords here, and then you have the Eight of Cups, and then, hold on, guys, I'm trying to check my phone. Okay, great. All right. Then you have the Seven of Wands. So, hold on. Okay. Sorry, you guys. I always have to check my phones because my kids are out of state. Out of state. One is not in the country, and the other one is out of state. So I have to check it. All right. So you do have the Three of Swords. So, you know, you've been very emotional, been sad at times, even feeling depressed and down. You know, things are going to be better. Okay. Really, things are better. Really, I feel like you're going to walk away from something. I feel like you're going to leave something behind. You know. And I feel like for some of you guys, you're going to be on a spiritual path. I feel like you're going in a different direction. And I feel for everyone, I feel like you're leaving obstacles behind. And I feel like you're going to leave that behind. Things are going to start feeling better, you know. They want you to stand up for yourself, to defend yourself, you know, that in anything that you believe in, you know. I feel like you need to really believe in yourself also, that you can do anything, you know. And I feel like you're leaving a lot of the emotional baggage behind. Wow, nice. And then you have the King of Pentacles. And why is the King of Pentacles here? One more card. Wow, nice, nice, nice. All right, so there is a lot of change that's going to come through. You really want this material success, and I feel like it is going to come through because there's change coming in. And I feel like it's going to come through because you also have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, he's very stable. But, you know, go with the change. Just go with it, okay? There is prosperity here. There's prosperity. There's, you know, there's prosperity. There's a lot of happiness here. There's good things coming in. You know, there's even a lot of change that's going to come in. But so be really clear about what you're doing. Okay, like really take the time. I feel like there could also be some kind of job proposal here. I mean, like a higher pay in your job also, or change of career also. Wow, that's very nice. So very nice. So keep going, okay? Don't give up, because I feel like good things are coming in for you. And then you have the Five of Cups. And why is the Five of Cups here? For the outcome. Wow. All right. So you do have the Knight of Swords, and then you have the Tower card. So things are definitely going to change, you guys. There's a lot of change that's coming in, because not only do you have that card, but you have this card. Really be patient on things and don't rush into anything, okay? Don't rush into anything. Take your time, because right now you're not seeing a lot. You're really disconnected. You feel like you have a lot of guilt here. Feeling down, feeling like you were let down, you know, on things. And they want you to really clear your mind, okay? There's going to be a lot of change coming in. Things are going to change for the better, though. I feel like it's going to lead you into something better, but you just need to have that patience, okay? Wow. Don't rush into any decisions either. Don't rush into anything. Just take your time about things. Let everything fall into place. Wow. Really good. Really have your patience and take care of yourself. Really, really focus on things, you guys. Really focus on things. All right. So, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. God bless.